edition here, and today we got the Jeep Gladiator 2020 edition, and this is the Rubicon. So jumping into some of the specs, MSRP is about $44,000. It's got a 3.6 liter V6, which puts it at about like 1922 mpg and 285 horsepower, 260 torque. 0 to 60 is 8.3 seconds, so it might be a bit slow, but it's more for off-roading, so that probably won't matter for you guys though. It does have like low-end torque, so it does kind of pick up pretty quickly, which is quite nice. And this is all-wheel drive though. You can also go between two-wheel drive and all-wheel drive with what we'll see inside in a bit. And this is about 5,200 pounds, and yeah, I think that covers all the specs for this car. Jumping this way, we actually have 17-inch rims here. Pretty nice. These are standard, quite nice I'd say. And you got these big, beefy, like standard tires that come with the Jeep, and they're quite cushiony. Like this doesn't have like, let's just say, air suspension or more of a modern suspension. It's just more just like dampers that you'll see in here, and it's actually got the Fox dampers, and these are actually quite nice in everything that they do. Just driving it all around the city, or I didn't really drive it off-road, but it did quite a nice job in being quite smooth. And you'll see as well here, right away, you got the fenders, the big fenders. You see them, of course, on all four arches and everything. So these aren't to the paint color, so you can't get these to paint color, but these are a little cheaper if you want to just save a little bit of money there, though these look quite fine. Maybe you want that glossy look, so you could also just get them in the pink color as well. Headlights here, quite nice. Your standard like Jeep look that you see on like any of the Wranglers or all across the Jeep's product line. And then of course your standard grille and everything. And I will say, these hooks normally are red that you'll see, though just the owner of this kind of painted them yellow, which look quite nice too, kind of sporty still. The hood that we have up here, nice vents up here, and these aren't real vents unfortunately, but they look quite nice. Instead of like your normal standard like flat hood, you have like a little extra like definition and sound to it. Starting off from the side here as well, so we got the two hinges here that you see on this side and one on the other side as well. So these are actually, of course, if you want to bring your front windshield down, so you could get a lot more air in your face, or maybe you want to feel like your dog when he's sticking his head out the window. So quite a nice feel if you want to do that. Moving on to the side here, so yeah, you got your standard, of course, Jeep door, and of course they're all removable. Pretty easy. All the tools are actually inside. We'll see that in a bit. Moving on to the back side of the car, we actually have the LED taillights here, and I will say again, the owner kind of blacked these out, so normally this would be more of like a red, and this as well, and here too. So I'll show you a little picture here how the taillights would normally look like. Bringing down this trunk here, so bringing this down pretty easily. You see we get quite nice length, not the longest, maybe like a super long trunk bed, but you can probably carry most stuff. So this is about 60 inches going from front to back, and then about like 57 inches going on the. Actually, while we're here, we might as well do the trunk challenge. Not the same as like your other cars, but I'll just show myself up there. And this is me inside the truck, so obviously quite a lot of space. You could probably fit a lot of people back here. Alright, and now I'm back outside.
We're outside already.
Yeah. And now I'm off the truck bed. So simply just lifting up the tailgate, so pretty easy, not too heavy, quite light, and that locks it. So actually we want to have this locked. I don't know why, maybe you don't want to maybe actually have the cover on. So if you lock the car, and using the key here, lock this, and you'll see this is actually locked now. Even though, of course, there's no cover, so you can just go right over it, but if you do have the cover, that would actually lock the key as well too. So I'm just going to keep this unlocked for the future. I actually want to show the key real quick. So you have your standard just lock and unlock, and then of course your panic, and then you got your key in case you want to flip that open, and then your Jeep logo on the back. And it's quite a bulky key compared to other keys that you've seen. I just want to show the gas cap here real quick. So the car doesn't actually have to be unlocked. You simply just push it in, and I'll simply just open it. And now that you have access to it, and I just do want to mention that there is a diesel option. There's a 3-liter V6 turbo diesel option in case you need that. And I'm simply just going to close this now, and then just getting to the driver's side door. So simply going to open it, and then you have your standard door, of course. Again, these are all four. These are removable, quite easy. The tools are inside and everything. And then you have some of your window controls here. Not a lot, maybe just like your lock and unlock, and of course controlling your mirror as well here too. So jumping on here, so these are kind of manual. So you have your control here, some adjustment, some down here as well. And if you want to move the seat back and forward, just simply just like grab the bar under the seat and go back and forward in case you need that. And yeah, I quickly want to show you as well how to remove the top. So let me just get into the car real quick. So once I'm inside here, there's a couple latches here. You might be able to see them if you like point a bit down up here. So you simply just remove this one, remove this one over here, remove this one up here, and move this out of the way, and then remove this latch, this final latch, and then I can actually start like lifting it up. And so now we're in the interior of the car. Quickly want to mention that the top is actually open, gives a little more light while we're doing the review. And here in the front, right in dead center, we have, of course, the steering wheel. It's leather wrapped, and it has like red contrast stitching, same thing that we'll see on the seats as well too. We have, of course, your dash, and then all around there you have like this nice like matte red finish, and it's not reflective, so you don't have to worry about that for off-road use. You have your nice 8.4-inch touchscreen here in the center. Moving on down a little bit, you have your AC controls and your big knobs for the volume and your tuning, and of course some of your kind of AC controls as well. They are really big, which is kind of quite useful, I'd say, for like off-road use where you want to make sure you're grabbing on or pressing the right button. It's the same as what you see on a Wrangler inside as well. On the left side of that, you see your start-stop button for the engine. And this one doesn't have like the keyless entry feature, though you can add that on. And here I want to go on to the 12-volt AC outlet here. You have some of your controls here for the windows and all that, and then you also have some media controls here. So you have your USB, USB-C, and then you have your aux as well in case you want to plug in your music. You have a little bit of cubby space, not too far in. As you can see, my finger doesn't go too far in. And then you also have some of your off-road controls here. So you have like your off-road plus mode, so it kind of just like knows if you're on sand or pavement or maybe even snow. You have your sway bar, so you can disconnect that electronically. And then you have where you could adjust like the outside, the differential and all that for the front rear, or just the rear only. And then here you have some of your controls in case you want to just go 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive. And then here in the center right next to that, we have the Prindle, of course. And then of course you see that red contrast stitching again. And then you have your handbrake here on the center. And then that brings us to the Starbucks Cup Challenge. So just getting into that real quickly. They're actually already in here, kind of quite useful. So yeah, this is your large ones, fit quite nice. And then even the small one fits of course here too. And then I have also my custom one here real quick. So just pushing this in here, and kind of quite nice. What I want to show is like, it's quite sturdy in there. Probably wouldn't fit any bigger ones, but moving into the back one here, if you actually zoom in here, you actually see like these little plastic like nubs here on the side. And it's actually pretty useful for the reason that maybe you have something that's smaller and you don't want to move it around too much, so really useful for that. And then moving to the center armrest here, again leather wrap with a red contrast stitching. So you open this up, so you get to the first layer, really small you'd think. It just has a little bit of cubby space in case you want to just store maybe just cards or maybe your phone, something really small. Or you can just open that up right away, and then it goes actually quite deep. So just showing that a little bit zoomed in. It is a little dirty in there, but it does go kind of like quite deep. So if you see my hand kind of go down there, and then you also have like a little USB plug there too in case you want to charge your phone as well. So closing that up and just moving on to the rear of the car, or the rear seats of the car. As for the rear seats, I simply want to jump in, so just using one of the handles real quick. So now that I'm inside, quite easy to get inside. My headroom's quite nice, so you see it actually goes quite up here. And then for my knee room, my knees aren't touching, though it is quite close, and this is again in my driver's side position. So probably would like a little more space, but this is not bad at all. Can't complain really. And then for the center armrest here that you see, bring this down. You have 2 more cup holders in case you need that. And then just quickly bring this back up. You also have 2 vents here and everything. And then you also have, of course, your window controls here in the center instead of what you would usually expect on the doors. And then right below this, if you can actually get here, you'll actually see we have 2 USB-C and 2 regular USB ones as well. And then of course your usual 115-volt AC 400-watt outlet as well. And then as you saw down there, there's also 2 more cup holders. Though they're quite low, I probably wouldn't recommend using those. You might knock down your drinks, or maybe your kids are back here and they might kick someone's drink down. And quickly just want to step out real quick, and I want to show there's a little bit of storage below the seat. So I'll bring up the one on your side, so it brings up these 2. It is a little messy, so just ignore that. And then you also have this one over here, so you can bring these seats up and then you can actually store stuff here that you won't normally see. And then over here you also have your tools for removing your doors and everything. Yeah, quickly just bringing these down. And then I probably recommend, you could probably fit 3 adults back here, probably just 2 is fine, but 3 could fit here quite nice as well. And then I forgot to mention, you also have speakers up here, so let's say you have all the panels off, you have all the doors off for that super off-road feel, especially here in California. You have your 2 speakers here, so you still get quite nice audio back here. And it's also upgradable to the Alpine surround system as well. So that covers the backside. Alright guys, as for the driving part of this car is really enjoyable. It's really nice. Again, it has a like Jeep feel. You're really high off the ground, especially with the Rubicon, where it has, I think, like slightly higher like clearance and everything at 11.1 inches. So it drives really nicely. You're high off the ground. You feel like you can just like hit any of like those cement barriers when you're at the store easily. I don't recommend that, but it's possible. You got the nice interior, as you can see here, the nice like red with the black contrast. You have like nice light coming inside, especially with like the LA like sunset, as you can see. I really do enjoy this car. I'd recommend it if you can get maybe like a test drive. Like, at least for me, I might be driving slow, but it's really quite enjoyable. I really enjoy this car. I hope you guys get like a chance to drive this. It's like really fun to drive. My regular sedan, it's fun, but it's not as fun as this. It's just a different like feeling and everything compared to like anything I've driven. So I do recommend the one. The visibility out of this car is really nice. Just like seeing the car even like ahead of you, you can see in front of them, maybe there's like a car crash or maybe they're slowing down kind of quickly. You could see that. And I will say this car, like at freeway speeds when you're driving about like 60, 70, 80 miles per hour, picks up quite a lot of wind noise. So just keep note of that though. If you are going off-road, you're probably keeping it under 40, so you'll probably be fine. As for my review on the Jeep Gladiator Rubicon 2020 edition, I'm a big fan of it. I actually like it. It's like kind of the opposite of my actual like daily cars. So I do enjoy like the high visibility. It's just like that off-road look, that Jeep look, that character. Also that Jeep wave, you know, that people give you as you're driving around. It's really high. I'd say like the ride height, especially being the Rubicon, is really capable. I'd probably just use it for like on-road use, so I probably wouldn't never take it like off-road. Though it has a lot of capability. The inside, the nice leather seats, that red trim, really nice. Like I'd say like my favorite like black and red contrast that you see like in a car. And the drive's nice. Seats are quite comfortable. Visibility is of course good because of how high you are. It's kind of torquey. The engine's quite nice for like how torquey it is. Maybe it's not fast like 0 to 60, but it gives you that torque, especially when you need it right in the beginning. Alright guys, that ends the review again for the Alright guys, that ends the review again for the Jeep Gladiator 2020 edition. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you guys like that, like and subscribe. Maybe you'll see some future cars that you want to see, or even maybe shoot me some comments down below, or maybe feedback, and I could probably try to get those cars or maybe change some things up for you guys, whatever you need. And just to mention, trying to do like weekly videos, so every Friday I'm trying to post, though just for now just assume it's weekly. And again, hope you guys enjoyed. Till next time. Alright, that ends the review. Alright, that's good.